Howdy folks, Bobby Barnes, Moss Heating and Cooling up in the attic once again to tell you why the installation is the most important part to consider when purchasing an air conditioning and heating system. When someone installs the system in your house, the craftsmanship is very important. This isn't an item that you're purchasing off the shelf or a vehicle that you're purchasing. You go out to the car dealership, you get to test drive that vehicle, it's 100% put together. That's the difference with air conditioning and heating, is it's actually put together at your house. So there's a bunch of different ways that could be installed that would affect the performance and the longevity of that system. Another analogy I like to use is like getting your hair cut. We would never go to just any random person in general, got the bangs a little bit shorter than you wanted, maybe skinned a place on the side. It was still a haircut, but it wasn't the haircut you wanted. It was because of the performance of the person that was cutting your hair. It's the same thing in air conditioning. When you call Moss to come out to your house, we're going to send a qualified person that they've actually had years and years of experience, and so they know how to design a system to work properly and achieve the highest efficiency. So one of the keys to making that happen is when our comfort consultant comes out to your house, he's going to evaluate everything. He's going to check the amount of air intake you have, the amount of supply air that you have going out into each room, talk to you about comfort issues you may be having. A good comfort consultant is going to ask you, what temperature do you want it to be in the house when it's 105 outside? And that is very dependent on what size system that you would want put in. Sizing the system to the demands of each house and to the comfort level of each customer is very important. And the only way that can be achieved is by the proper questions being asked by the comfort consultant that comes out to your house. They should be looking at the breaker panel, making sure that you have the proper size breaker for the outdoor unit, the location of it, is there enough space for clearance issues, the size of the wiring going to the outdoor unit. Then he can transfer that information over to the installation team that's going to come out and knock that thing out in a way that's going to make it perform better than it ever has. If it's not properly installed, it doesn't matter what brand you got, it's not going to perform the way that it should. A system that's not perfectly charged can use up to 30% more electricity, and so it's very important that you have somebody that knows what they're doing to install that, to set the settings perfectly so that you know that you're getting 100% of what you paid for. And so that's one reason we take a lot of pride in hiring experienced installers. Make sure that everything was done appropriately, everything's going to perform to 100% like it should. After the installation, we have a quality tech that comes back out and evaluates everything the installers did. He's going to hook his gauges back up to your system, make sure everything's perfectly charged, go over the system operation with you, help you to learn how to program thermostat, and make sure that your installation was in that top 10% of all installations and that you're not going to have any future problems down the road. The installation team is key to making sure that that system is going to perform 5 years from now just as good as it did on day one.